Did you know your mind is the most powerful weapon you'll ever own? In this very moment, you can decide to change the course of your life. Every thought you have, every choice you make is building your future right now. Master your mind and you unlock the path to unstoppable success. Your mind is the most powerful asset you possess, yet most people underestimate its influence over their lives. Every decision, every action, every result begins in the mind. The question is not whether you can achieve what you desire. It's whether your mind is fully aligned to make it happen. Distraction is the silent killer of success. Every time you allow your attention to wander, you dilute your energy and you delay the results you're capable of achieving. The people who rise above the rest are not necessarily smarter, stronger, or luckier. They are simply more focused. They have mastered the art of controlling their attention, and they understand that where their mind goes, their energy flows. Focus is not just about avoiding distractions, it is about deliberate direction. It is about deciding where your energy should go and refusing to give it to things that don't serve your goals. When you scatter your attention across too many tasks, you create half efforts that yield half results. But when you focus deeply on one high-value activity at a time, your work becomes powerful, precise, and effective. This is why successful people prioritize their most important tasks first. They know that the quality of their focus determines the quality of their results. The moment you understand this principle, your perspective changes. You begin to see every distraction as a choice, and you realize that every choice has consequences. The mind is like a muscle. It grows stronger with consistent training. Each time you resist the urge to check your phone, scroll social media, or engage in meaningless conversations, you are strengthening your mental discipline. Each time you dedicate yourself to uninterrupted work, you are increasing your capacity to achieve bigger, more impactful results. Focus is not something that happens by accident. It is cultivated, practiced, and protected. You must guard it fiercely because once lost, it is difficult to regain. It is also important to understand that focus requires clarity of purpose. A scattered mind reflects a scattered life. If you don't know exactly what you want, your mind will drift wherever it finds stimulation. Clarity acts as a compass for your attention. When your destination is clear, you can navigate through distractions, setbacks, and competing demands with confidence. You will know which activities are worth your time and which are not. Every action you take will be intentional rather than reactive, and your energy will begin to produce exponential results. Focus is compounded by consistency. 1 hour of deep, uninterrupted work may seem small, but repeated daily, it becomes unstoppable momentum. Imagine a mind fully aligned with purpose for just 1 hour each day. Now imagine repeating that for a week, a month, and a year. The results are not linear, they are exponential. That is the power of focused energy applied consistently. Every success story, every breakthrough, every major achievement is the result of someone mastering their focus over time. Finally, focus is not passive, it requires active decision-making. You must choose what to prioritize, what to ignore, and what to say no to. You cannot allow life to dictate your attention, you must dictate your attention. Every time you consciously direct your mind toward your goals, you gain power over your actions, your productivity, and ultimately, your results. Your mind is your greatest asset, and the most valuable skill you can develop is the ability to focus it relentlessly on the things that truly matter. Your thoughts are the invisible architects of your life. Every circumstance, every outcome, every level of success begins in the mind. What you consistently think about shapes the decisions you make, the actions you take, and ultimately the results you produce. If your mind is consumed with fear, doubt, or negativity, your actions will mirror that energy, and your outcomes will reflect limitation. On the other hand, if your mind is disciplined, positive, and focused on solutions, your actions will generate progress and your results will move toward your goals. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your thinking, yet most people treat their thoughts as if they are random events outside of their control. It's easy to underestimate the power of thought because you cannot see it, touch it, or measure it in a traditional sense. But every major achievement in history started as a thought. A single idea cultivated and focused has the power to create empires, invent technologies, and transform lives. This principle applies to you as well. What occupies your mind consistently will grow in your life. If you spend your time worrying about limitations, you will experience more obstacles. If you spend your time thinking about opportunities and solutions, you will begin to see doors open where others see walls. Your thoughts are not just mental activity. They are the building blocks of your reality. Many people allow their minds to be hijacked by distractions, doubts, and negativity from the outside world. Social media, toxic relationships, and constant noise create a flood of thoughts that pull your attention in all directions. The result is a mind that is scattered, reactive, and unable to produce meaningful results. To conquer your mind, you must become the gatekeeper of your thoughts. You have to consciously choose what to dwell on and what to discard. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant weeds, you will harvest chaos. If you plant seeds of focus, discipline, and positivity, you will harvest growth and achievement. Controlling your thoughts requires both awareness and practice. Awareness comes first. You must notice the thoughts that dominate your mind. What are you replaying in your head each day? Are they thoughts of fear, frustration, or limitation? Or are they thoughts of vision, opportunity, and action. Once you recognize your thought patterns, you can begin to consciously redirect your mind toward what serves your goals. Practice comes next. Every time you replace a limiting thought with a constructive one, you are strengthening your mental muscle. Over time, this becomes a habit, and your mind naturally gravitates toward productive, empowering thoughts that lead to action. The connection between thought and action is direct. Your mind determines what you do before you even realize it. If your thoughts are scattered, your actions will be scattered. If your thoughts are focused, your actions will be aligned with your objectives. This is why conquering your mind is not optional. It is essential. You cannot achieve extraordinary results without first mastering your inner world. The mind that controls your thoughts controls your destiny. Positive, disciplined thinking is also contagious. As you train your mind to focus on opportunities, solutions, and growth, your confidence increases, your energy rises, and your actions become decisive. You begin to notice opportunities that others miss. You make better decisions under pressure. You respond to challenges with clarity instead of confusion. And most importantly, you develop a momentum that becomes unstoppable because it is fueled from the inside out. Ultimately, the secret is simple. You become what you think about most. Thoughts that dominate your mind, repeated over time, shape your habits, your actions, and your outcomes. To transform your life, you must first transform your thinking. Discipline your thoughts. Focus them on what you truly want. Guard them against negativity. Feed them with vision, purpose, and determination. When you do this consistently, conquering your mind becomes second nature, and the results you desire naturally follow. Discipline is often misunderstood. Many people think of discipline as restriction, as giving up freedom, or as enduring hardship, but the truth is the exact opposite. Discipline is the gateway to freedom, the bridge between where you are now and the life you desire. Without discipline, your mind is like a rudderless ship, tossed around by every distraction, every impulse, every external influence. With discipline, you take control, you steer, you act, and you create results instead of waiting for them to happen. Discipline is not something you do occasionally. It is something you practice consistently until it becomes the very framework of your daily life. To understand discipline, consider the power of delayed gratification. Every time you resist the urge to chase temporary pleasure or avoid difficult work, you strengthen your ability to achieve long-term goals. Every time you choose to focus on what truly matters, you are building your capacity to act intentionally rather than reactively. This is why successful people always emphasize habits over talent. Talent alone is fleeting. Habits built through disciplined action create sustainable success. Discipline is not glamorous in the moment, but often feels uncomfortable. But it produces results that are undeniable and lasting. The connection between discipline and freedom is simple. Freedom is the ability to act without constraint. Yet most people confuse freedom with chaos, thinking that being free means doing whatever they feel like. The truth is, unrestrained behavior enslaves you to circumstances, emotions, and impulses. True freedom comes from self-control, from mastering your thoughts, your priorities, and your actions. When you exercise discipline consistently, you gain power over your life. You are no longer a victim of distraction, procrastination, or external pressures. You act with purpose, and your results reflect that control. Discipline also fuels focus, which is the engine of achievement. Without discipline, your focus is weak, scattered, and unreliable. You start tasks but rarely finish them. You chase ideas but never execute. You set goals but never see them through. With discipline, focus becomes a natural outcome. You create boundaries for your attention, eliminate what doesn't serve your vision, and commit to actions that compound into results. Discipline turns potential energy into kinetic energy. It turns intention into action, thought into results. Consistency is the secret ingredient of discipline. Small, daily acts of self-control may seem insignificant at first, but repeated over time, they compound into extraordinary outcomes. One disciplined hour of work, one intentional decision, one refusal to indulge a distraction, done daily, builds momentum that cannot be stopped. Just as muscles grow through repeated exercise, your mental and emotional strength develops through consistent practice of discipline. Every choice to stay committed, even when it is uncomfortable or inconvenient, adds to your capacity to achieve more. Discipline also protects you from the influence of temporary emotions and external pressures. Life will always present challenges, temptations, and distractions. Without discipline, you are at the mercy of every circumstance, allowing fear, doubt, and impulse to dictate your actions. With discipline, you create a stable inner foundation that keeps you moving forward even when conditions are less than ideal. You become resilient, steadfast, and unshakable because your actions are not determined by fleeting feelings. They are determined by deliberate, consistent choice. Ultimately, discipline is the secret weapon of those who achieve extraordinary results. It is the force that converts vision into reality, that turns goals into accomplishments, and that transforms potential into tangible success. Every great achievement in history, every breakthrough, every triumph can be traced back to one thing: the ability to control oneself, to act consistently, and to stay committed to a vision despite challenges. Discipline is not a restriction. It is the freedom to live a life on your own terms, powered by your ability to control your mind and your actions. Progress does not always come in giant leaps. In fact, most lasting success is built through small, consistent wins that compound over time. Every achievement begins with a single step, a single decision to act, a single moment of focus applied toward a goal. Yet too many people overlook the power of small victories because they are impatient. They want results immediately, and when those results don't appear, they give up. The truth is that small wins are not insignificant. They are the building blocks of momentum, confidence, and unstoppable growth. Momentum begins the moment you commit to consistent action, no matter how small, and once it starts, it feeds itself. Every time you focus on completing one task at a time with full attention, you are creating a mental habit of discipline and execution. This habit compounds over time, increasing your capacity for productivity and sharpening your decision-making skills. Think about it, 1 hour of focused work may seem minor in the moment, but repeated daily, it becomes weeks, months, and years of consistent progress. Each completed task reinforces your confidence, proves your ability to follow through, and strengthens your belief in what is possible. Consistency transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results because the effect is cumulative. The principle of small wins is tied directly to focus. Your mind can only handle a limited amount of information at a time, and trying to tackle everything at once often leads to overwhelm, procrastination, mediocre results. When you focus on one step at a time, you create clarity, precision, and efficiency. Each small victory becomes a stepping stone to the next challenge. One task leads to another, one decision builds upon the last, and over time, these seemingly minor efforts combine into massive achievements. This is why highly successful people rarely rely on shortcuts. They understand that consistent, disciplined effort is what compounds into lasting impact. It's also important to understand that small wins build confidence. Confidence is not born overnight. It grows through repeated proof that you can take action, overcome obstacles, and produce results. Every time you complete a task, finish a project, or meet a personal standard, your mind receives a signal: I am capable, I can achieve this. Over time, these signals strengthen your belief in yourself and create an internal momentum that propels you forward even in the face of challenges. Confidence and momentum are inseparable, and both are built one win at a time. Small wins also teach resilience. When your mind is focused on incremental progress, setbacks become lessons rather than failures. You learn to adjust, refine, and continue moving forward without being paralyzed by fear or disappointment. Every minor success provides a blueprint for your next action, a reminder that progress is possible, and a proof point that you are capable of more than you realized. This is how ordinary effort transforms into extraordinary results. The compounding effect of repeated, intentional focus combined with disciplined action. Another crucial aspect of small wins is that they create habits. Habits are the automatic behaviors that determine your results more than motivation ever can. Motivation fluctuates, energy ebbs and flows, but a habit developed through repeated focus and action produces results consistently. When you commit to small daily wins, you are rewiring your brain to act in alignment with your goals. You are creating a system where success becomes inevitable because your actions are consistent, deliberate, and unstoppable. Ultimately, the power of small wins lies in their ability to compound over time. Just as money grows through the power of interest, your life grows through the accumulation of consistent, focused effort. Every completed task, every disciplined action, every focused hour adds up. Momentum builds, confidence grows, and results begin to multiply. The journey of success is not about speed. It is about direction, consistency, and the power of incremental progress. By embracing small wins, you harness a force that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement, one step at a time. Challenges are an inevitable part of life. They do not discriminate, and they do not wait for the perfect time to appear. Every person who has achieved significant success has faced obstacles, setbacks, and difficulties along the way. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is how they respond to these challenges. A focused, disciplined mind sees obstacles not as dead ends, but as opportunities. Every problem contains a lesson. Every setback contains a strategy, and every failure contains the seeds of growth. Conquering your mind is about training yourself to see these possibilities even when circumstances feel impossible. When your mind is under control, challenges become stepping stones. Instead of reacting with fear, frustration, or avoidance, you learn to approach obstacles with clarity and purpose. You ask, what can I learn from this? How can I turn this into an advantage? This mindset transforms challenges from threats into tools for development. Obstacles no longer block your path. They redirect you, strengthen you, and prepare you for greater achievements. The person who can do this consistently builds resilience that cannot be shaken by temporary setbacks. Obstacles also reveal where focus is needed most. Often, difficulties are a test of your priorities and attention. If your mind is scattered or distracted, challenges feel overwhelming and insurmountable. But when your focus is sharp, your mind identifies solutions, strategies, and alternative routes to move forward. A disciplined mind does not waste energy complaining, blaming, or worrying. Instead, it directs attention to what is actionable, practical, and results-oriented. This is why successful people are often calm and composed under pressure. They have trained their minds to respond, not react. Every challenge also carries a hidden opportunity for growth. The skills you develop in overcoming obstacles, patience, creativity, problem-solving, persistence, are the same skills that produce success in every area of life. Each difficulty is a chance to expand your capacity, sharpen your focus, and strengthen your discipline. The person who fears challenges limits their potential. The person who embraces them expands it exponentially. Your mindset determines which path you choose. Do you shrink from difficulty or rise above it? Do you let obstacles define you, or do you let them refine you? It is also critical to understand that setbacks are temporary. Challenges are not permanent blocks. They are moments that require clarity, action, and perseverance. The focused mind sees beyond the immediate difficulty to the end result. It maintains vision while navigating obstacles. Understanding that each step forward, no matter how small, is progress. This is how momentum is preserved, confidence is reinforced, and resilience is built. Life will always present hardships, but the power of a disciplined and focused mind ensures that you continue moving forward despite them. Your response to challenges is a reflection of your mental strength. When you control your thoughts, emotions, and actions, obstacles lose their power to derail you. You no longer wait for external circumstances to align in your favor. You create your own solutions, leverage your resources, and act decisively. Challenges become opportunities for innovation, problem solving, and creative thinking. Each obstacle overcome adds proof to your mind that you are capable of more than you imagined. This builds a cycle of empowerment that fuels future success. Ultimately, challenges are not the enemy, they are the teachers. They reveal weaknesses to be strengthened, gaps to be filled, and strategies to be refined. By conquering your mind, you transform obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into stepping stones, and difficulties into fuel for growth. The person who masters this principle does not wait for a smooth path to success. They create success through focused determination and the ability to turn every challenge into a lesson that propels them forward. Life will test you, but your mind, when disciplined and focused, becomes the greatest asset to overcome anything that stands in your way. A focused mind without action is like a car without fuel. It has potential, but it cannot move. The moment you conquer your mind, you must translate clarity, discipline, and focus into decisive action. Thinking, planning, and preparing are important, but without execution, they produce nothing. The person who achieves extraordinary results is not the one who only thinks about success, but the one who takes immediate, consistent, and deliberate action. Action amplifies focus, and results follow naturally. You must understand that every great accomplishment begins with a single, decisive step, and momentum builds as you continue moving forward. Taking action begins with commitment. You must decide right now that you will no longer allow indecision, doubt, or procrastination to dictate your outcomes. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap because perfection is an illusion. Action requires courage. The courage to start even when conditions are not ideal, even when the outcome is uncertain, and even when fear whispers that you cannot succeed. Every successful person has faced uncertainty and fear. What separates them is their willingness to act despite it. By choosing to act, you harness the power of your mind and convert potential energy into tangible results. Action also reinforces discipline and focus. When you act consistently on your goals, you train your mind to recognize priorities, eliminate distractions, and develop persistence. Each completed task, no matter how small, is proof that your mind can be aligned with purpose. Each step forward strengthens your confidence and creates momentum that fuels future action. This cycle of focus and action compounds over time, producing results far beyond what you might expect from individual efforts alone. Small, decisive steps taken consistently become unstoppable progress. The power of action is magnified when it is deliberate. It is not enough to act randomly or reactively. Your actions must be aligned with your vision, purpose, and goals. Every step you take should move you closer to what you desire. Random effort produces scattered results, while intentional effort produces measurable, meaningful outcomes. When your mind is disciplined and your actions are deliberate, obstacles lose their power to slow you down. You act despite uncertainty, and you adapt when challenges arise. Action transforms your mindset from passive hope to active creation. Another critical aspect of taking action is speed. The longer you delay, the more your mind finds excuses, fears, or distractions to justify inaction. Procrastination breeds doubt, and doubt weakens resolve. Action breaks the cycle of indecision. It is not about acting recklessly, but about acting decisively with the information and resources you have now. The person who moves swiftly gains momentum, learns faster, and positions themselves ahead of those who wait for perfect clarity. Speed plus focus equals exponential results because the combination of decisiveness and alignment creates unstoppable energy. Action also builds resilience. Every time you take a step forward, even in the face of difficulty, you develop problem-solving skills, emotional strength, and confidence. You learn to adapt, to pivot, and to persevere. Challenges no longer paralyze you, they teach you how to overcome. Action creates a cycle of progress where focus fuels execution, and execution strengthens focus. The more you act, the more empowered you feel, and the more natural action becomes as a response to any challenge or opportunity. Ultimately, conquering your mind is not the final step, it is the starting point for action. Clarity, discipline, and focus are powerful tools, but they must be applied through decisive, consistent, and deliberate action. Action is the bridge between potential and results. Every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Every choice to act reinforces your discipline. Every moment of focus, followed by execution, compounds into unstoppable momentum. Success is not reserved for the thinker or the dreamer. It is reserved for the doer, the one who conquers their mind and then moves boldly, decisively, and relentlessly toward the life they are capable of creating. Now is the time to fuel your mind and take every step with confidence. Conquer your mind, and your actions will naturally create results. This moment is your turning point. Move forward without hesitation. Unleash the power of your mind, and success will follow you relentlessly.